to another video of mine, and this time I got inspired by Pinterest, and I was thinking like, let's do it my way. So firstly I got these two glasses, which were not so expensive, of course, and then I decided to do reverse decoupage. So from inside it would be Halloween looking, so I applied my trusted glitter decoupage glue onto the glass. Of course, before you do that, make sure there is no grease on your glass. Then I cut up the napkin in pieces, because like the whole napkin it would be very difficult to put on the glass. And now I am cutting, because I see wrinkles. See, I'm cutting where I see wrinkles forming, and then I am gluing it with more decoupage glue and giving it a little bit of pressure, so it will really smooth out my napkin and will be, well, as less wrinkles as possible. And this I did all the way around, and even on the bottom of my glass. So, and now I am sanding off the excess of my napkin after it was dry, of course, because when it's still dry it is very difficult to do that. And now it is time to do a little bit of blending on my napkin from the inside. Well, not inside, but you know what I mean, the napkin which will be seen from inside. And since there were some imperfection on it or so I try to like paint where I was thinking, okay, maybe it would look better when there will be a line or something. And I also painted a little bit of the pumpkin over there, so it will not be like cut off. And well, yeah, this is what I call blending. And I'm checking it from the inside, so I see where I should be going or not going, and such, because I just know when you are looking from inside, so it looks better when it's this way. So this is what I was doing here. And now on the bottom of it I am putting dots with small brush, a little bit of paint and water, different kind of colors, technically orange, white. So not black, because I did put black on top of it, so the dots became visible from the inside. So I'm using dabber for this and applying black paint, and then I let it dry. And after this was all dry, it was time to apply white on the bottom and on my glass, so it will become visible nice from the inside. And as you can see here, so applied 2 layers of it. And then with my modeling paste, the next step will be modeling paste, which I applied on my glasses. It doesn't have to be perfect. I wasn't going for smooth surface. I was going for some kind of imperfections in here. And now I'm trying to, still the paste is still wet, so I'm trying to add some lines which will be more visible when it all dries out. And the same modeling paste I applied here as well, because I didn't want it to be smooth as well. And when you applying with the dabber, it becomes so rough. it isn't a smooth surface as it would be only with paint. So I did it here as well. Soon you will see why I did that. And this I did on the bottom of it as well. So I applied it with my dabber and didn't go for a smooth surface, but as you can see, something like this. And then I let it all dry, of course. And now it is dry and it is time to paint my surface. So these are the acrylic paints I used for this. And firstly I applied brown paint all the way around. Everywhere I applied the brown paint, as you can see here. And then I let this brown paint dry. Of course I did it on both of my glasses, on both of them. And now I am applying orange on the top, as you can see. And then I took a wet towel and I wipe off the excess of the orange, so even the brown there becomes a little bit visible and it is not as orange as it should be, as you can see here. So I'm just a little bit here and there taking off the orange paint, and I let it then dry. And now the bottom will be green, and yeah, it's gonna be a pumpkin inspired glass candle holder, which I saw on Pinterest, and I was thinking, okay, I need to do it my way. So, and this is why I did it like the imperfection with the paste, because I was thinking the pumpkin has like a tiny fine hair on it. So I was thinking, let's do it like it would look like that. So I did that. I painted it with green paint. I put two shades of the paint. I didn't show you guys the other one because I was like thinking, oh my god, it would be too much painting to show. So I just show you the one. And now everything is dry and it was time to seal my pumpkins. And for this I'm using matte varnish and I let the varnish dry. And again, if you like this kind of videos, please do subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, please do give me a nice comment or a thumbs up. It helps me grow and means a lot to me. And now my pumpkins need a little bit of leaf. I have seen them with artificial leaf, but I was thinking more, okay, let's do some clay. And for this I am using my Stamperia mold. So I added some leaves to my pumpkin. And what is it called? It's not a stem. Hmm. I'm not sure what is it called. The long stuff which grows from it. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't even know what is it called in Slovak. Anyway, so I glued my two leaves in there, and then I rolled a little bit of clay into very thin, so it will. Is it hair? Is it called hair? Somebody tells me, please. Somebody tells me. So, and I just, as you can see here, I'm just putting it like a design on it because I was thinking, yeah, maybe that's gonna look good. And then I wrapped it around my glass, and I added some cute little small leaf on it as well. And then I let the whole thing dry. And after it was dry, it was time to paint the clay part. And for this, again, using acrylic paint. And again, everything was firstly painted in brown. And I wiped off the excess of the paint with wet towel again. And as my pumpkin, the orange part was already sealed, it doesn't matter, then I did a little over or something. I just wiped it off so it was nice and clean, and after this was dry, I used a sponge dabber and green, two shades of green to apply on it, and a little bit of that other brown or mustard kind of paint on there. So this is like, see, here and there, just to give it a nice fall looking feeling. And now that's dry and it is time to seal it again. So the clay part I sealed with matte varnish as well, for a nice rustic kind of look. And the next and last step for this was to add some wax paste on it. So I did that. I used two wax pastes to put on my clay part of it. And if you want, you can put something even on your orange part of your pumping glass pumpkin. And well, that's it. This is what I got inspired, did it my way. In one way you can see Halloween, this way you can see Halloween, and when you turn it around, yeah, you have a nice two candle holders for Thanksgiving or fall in general. So I just put it there. You know, I was going really slow because I didn't want it to be like, my God, don't break it, because I usually let things fall down. And then I painted some tea candles. So there they are, and here they are. So let me know how you like this video in the comments below, and well, next time another project. Bye.